on, guys? Welcome to my YouTube, and on this video we are going to talk about how you should never pay with a debit card. And I'm going to explain to you how 4 years ago when I was in Thailand, I got knocked out by a ladyboy and American Express saved my whole trip, and how I will never ever pay with a debit card. So stay till the end and I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. Hello guys, my name is Eduardo Soto and welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk everything to do with personal credit, business credit, how to travel the world for a fraction of the price, and how to leverage H corporations to be able to scale your business and live a badass lifestyle. So guys, on this video brings back memories of 4 years ago. 4 years ago, just about to the date, right? I was walking out of the hospital because I ended up getting knocked out by a ladyboy.
Well, just got released from the hospital after 3 days in here. I do have to say, Thailand has absolutely amazing hospitals and services, and I'm very satisfied with my whole experience in the hospitals here in Thailand. So off to adventure a little bit more.
I'm gonna tell you the whole story and what happened. And due to this too, I ended up meeting the love of my life, and we've been together for a little bit over pretty much 4 years now. So guys, I was in Thailand 4 years ago. I was finishing a mentorship program that I had taken, kind of psychology and psychotherapy and all this stuff. And it was my first time going to Thailand, right? At the time, I didn't know anything about, well, I didn't know about credit, but Canadian credit, right? So I ended up arriving to Bangkok. I remember arriving about 11 p.m. right? And I ended up going out in Koh San Road, which is kind of the main street of Bangkok. There's like a lot of backpackers and just a lot of party. And I remember going for a massage, a foot massage, because you get like $3 massages. If you've never been to Thailand, I definitely recommend you go to Thailand. So I ended up meeting a friend of mine. Well, he organized the whole thing and we ended up going out, right? And we ended up going out. So I got there like at 11 p.m. We went to like a few pubs and everything, had a few drinks. And on my way back to the hotel, it was later on, and I'm just the kind of person that I'm always talking to people, right? So I started talking to this guy, girl, whatever. I still don't know what it was. And I'm like, hey, how are you, man? And they're like, good. He like, how do you like Thailand? I'm like, I really like it. However, you gotta be very careful whether girls are girls or they're lady boys. And that was literally the last thing that I said. I don't remember what happened after. There was no confrontation. There was nothing. I ended up getting smoked. I got knocked out. I don't know what happened. I ended up getting up and walked back to the hotel, and my hotel was literally 30 meters, 40 meters away. Like it was literally like I could just see it. Walked back to the hotel. I went to bed, and when I woke up, this was me. My face was a fucking disaster. It was massive. I had a huge balloon on my face. You guys can see it. And I ended up going right after to the house that I was supposed to go to. And one of the guys he tells me like, hey, like, man, like what happened to you, first of all? And he's like, you have to go to the hospital. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. It's a little bit swollen. It'll be good. Like, no, like, you don't understand. Like, I've done MMA. I've done a lot of fighting. He's like, dude, you got something broken. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I end up going to the hospital. Sure enough, they have to do an MRI. I remember I have to pay $1,000 for this MRI. And while I'm laying in bed, I was getting the full experience of Thailand, right? And at this point, I'm like, okay, well, they're doing an MRI. Like, what if I actually do need surgery? I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do? At this point, guys, if you know, maybe if you haven't seen any of my story, I used to work oil and gas for 12 years. I was traveling a little bit before, but I had just worked 83 days straight in oil and gas. And it was the last time that I ever worked in that field. I ended up quitting, and that's when I started my entrepreneurship journey. And I literally, like, I didn't know what I was gonna do. So I'm laying in this bed looking to see some type of insurance. And I was fortunate enough that I found out that American Express, and this was the Cobalt in Canada, I didn't have any American credit at the time. I think I had one credit card. I'm gonna make another video about that, where if you're just starting your credit in the United States, either as an immigrant or you just got a social, the things to do. So I am going to make another video with that, guys. But I didn't know what to do. So I'm looking. Fortunate enough, I go to find out that American Express had it was either $1 million or $2 million in insurance for any type of accidents. So while I was in bed, I realized this, and this is exactly, guys, why you should never, ever, ever pay with debit card. If I would have paid with a debit card for this trip, I would have had to pay the $30,000 that American Express paid for me, right? So that just goes to show you guys, whether it's paying for like vehicle rentals or hotels, or like you don't get your products or whatever it is, you can always call the credit card and whether it's do a chargeback or be like, hey, we didn't get the product or whatever it might be. But these are things that you can do on your personal life, on your business, apart from all the perks that you get with the points and everything like that. So bottom line, I end up having to get plastic surgery. They couldn't do the surgery for a week. I had just arrived, so I remember I went partying. I did everything. I was wearing these glasses. This is a picture of when I'm wearing these glasses, just to be able to hide my face. I kept telling people, I made a joke out of it, like, you either get my good side or my bad side, because half my face was still swollen. I remember going bungee jumping in Koh Samui, actually. And a week later, I had to get surgery. So I went in, I had to get plastic surgery, right? I pretty much was in the hospital for 3 days. They wanted to keep me there for 5 days. And I'm like, I'm not fucking staying here for 5 days, right? I'm like, I'm gonna stay here for 3 days. And I remember getting in trouble for just going out. I was like, I just desperate. I'm like, I need to do something. And they did full anesthesia and everything like that. I ended up getting 3 plates on my face. Here's a picture of it. You can see the 3 plates. And I was fortunate enough, guys, at that point, I'm like, well, why am I gonna go home? I still live in Canada at this time. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay, right? So I decided to stay behind. And about 2 days later, I ended up meeting my current girlfriend. I've been with her for about 4 years. She's literally my right hand. And we've traveled the world. We've built businesses together. And it just goes to show, guys, that there's a few lessons that you guys can take from this, right? If you are all the way here, please make sure that you like and subscribe in the channel, guys. But here are some of the lessons that you can learn from this story, guys. Things that a lot of people don't know, and most people should be applying on their day-to-day basis, because it can benefit you in several ways. Guys, a lot of times, some of the shittiest moments in your life might lead you to the best things in your life. Whether it's a breakup, whether it's a business deal, like whether you stop working, whether you got fired, whatever the case might be. At this point, guys, when I got knocked out, I would have never thought that I would have met the love of my life, right? I always tell people that I had to get knocked out by a ladyboy in order to meet her. But it was just coincidence that 2 days later, I decided to stay, and we ended up meeting in Thailand. Right, I ended up traveling with her and her friend for about 2 weeks. So if I would have never got knocked out, I would have never decided to stay. Consequently, I wouldn't have stayed and would have not met her. And who knows where my life would be right now. Or maybe I would have gone back to oil and gas. We never know, right? So there's bad things that happen in your life, and you guys should always ask what's good about this. A lot of times we find difficulty finding the good and the bad in the moment. But when you look back, maybe a few months later or a few years later, you're like, man, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. And another lesson is, like, you should never, ever, ever pay with a debit card, guys. If I would have paid with a debit card, I would have been stuck in Thailand, in Bangkok, or I would have had to go back to Canada to be able to get the surgery. So just if you there's so many advantages of paying with credit cards, of utilizing your credit cards for your personal life, for your business, for the points, there's just so many benefits of utilizing credit. There's just such a bad connotation with credit because people are not educated enough to understand how it works and what the advantages are of credit. Again, you obviously have to be responsible because it is a sort of double edge. This is exactly, guys, how paying with credit card paid for a $30,000 surgery. It could have also paid for the $1,000 MRI, but I just never actually did it. And that was just kind of my own fault. But it also led me to meet the love of my life. And we've traveled, we built businesses, and we still work together. So again, guys, you never know when some of the shitty moments are gonna lead you to the best moments. And you also never know, by actually having the right information and executing on the right information, it can lead you to pay with credit cards. And at this point, guys, I didn't know that, right? I was not big in the credit game. Like, I invested in real estate back in the day, and I did have really good credit in Canada, but I wasn't, the Canadian credit is very different from the US credit. So again, guys, this is exactly how you can utilize some of these stories and some of these teachings and lessons in your own life, and maybe utilize credit and learn a little bit more and see how it can benefit you personally, your life, and your business. And again, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe in the channel, guys. This definitely helps the whole algorithm to be able to show more people like yourself this and how it can help them in their personal life, in their business life, and be able to scale their businesses and utilize some of these strategies to be able to help them and their lives. So hope you're having the best day of your life, guys, and we will see you on the next video. Take care.